Exercise 5.5 problem 12 discussion. Let's read the problem. Okay, find the equation of a straight line which passes through the point of intersection of the straight lines 5x minus 6y plus 1 and 3x plus 2y plus 5 equal to 0 and perpendicular to the straight line 3x minus 5 plus 11. So we have got the diagram here. So there are two lines, the point, and you find the point of intersection. So we are asked to find the line which passes through this point of intersection and perpendicular to this line. Okay, so what we need to do, we can solve these two lines and get this point of intersection, and then here we have this equation of straight line from which you can find its slope, and then using m1 and m2 equal to minus 1 you'll be able to calculate the slope of the perpendicular line. So thereafter you'll have the slope of the required line, and you also have one point of intersection, which means we can calculate the equation of the straight line. Okay. Okay, so now let's list out what is given. Given are the two lines, okay, and through which the first two lines through which the required line passes through, and it is perpendicular to this line, right, the third line. Right, we are asked to find the equation of the straight line. The formula is the same, y minus y1 equal to m into x minus x1. For this we need the slope as well as one point. So the slope, okay, first let's see the point. So one point can be obtained by solving these two equations. You'll be able to find the point of intersection, that is the one point, x1, y1. Next, we can calculate the slope of this line, and thereafter using this formula you'll be able to calculate the slope of the perpendicular line. So thereafter finally you'll be having the value of the slope and also one point, and you come into the slope point form and calculate the equation of the straight line. Okay, okay, I think it's a mistake. It's step 1. Let me see. Okay, right, it's a mistake. It's step 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 is missing here. Probably I deleted it later, so it's a mistake. I'll correct it later. Okay, so solve 5x minus 6y equal to 1 and 3x plus 2y plus 5 equal to 0. That is these two lines, and get the point of intersection and get this point. Okay. Calculate the slope of the line 3x minus 5y plus 11 equal to 0 using the formula m equal to minus of coefficient of x divided by coefficient of y. So we are asked to calculate the slope of this line using this formula. Right? Then calculate the slope of the perpendicular line using m1, m2 equal to minus 1. So let's say the slope of this line is m1, and let's say the slope of the perpendicular line, which is the required line, as m2. So m1 into m2 equal to minus 1. So using that formula, we can calculate the slope of the perpendicular line. Okay. Now for the required line, you have the slope and you have the point of intersection. So substitute that in the slope point form. Y minus y1 is equal to, m is missing here, please write it, m into x minus x1, and calculate the equation of the straight line. Okay. So I'll leave it here. Please pause the video here and try to work this problem on your own, and then come back and check your working against our solution. Okay, now let's solve these two equations, 5x minus 6y and 3x plus 2y plus 5 equal to 0. Okay, so we'll write that equation, 5x minus 6y equal to 1, this 3x plus 2y equal to minus 5. Now, okay, if you look at it, if you multiply this equation 2 by 3, you will get 6y, right? Then you will be able to cancel off the y from these two equations and get everything in terms of x to solve it. So let's multiply equation 2 with 3. So this equation will become 9x plus 6y equal to minus 15. So you see this is 5x plus 6y, sorry, minus 6y equal to 1, 9x plus 6y equal to minus 15. So add equation 1 and equation 3. So 5x plus 9x is 14x, minus 6y plus 6y equal to minus, sorry, that will get cancelled, right? It will become 0. Then 1 plus minus 15 is minus 14. So 14x equal to minus 14, or x will be equal to minus 1. Substitute x equal to 1 in equation 2. So that will be 3 into minus 1 plus 2 into y we don't know, so we'll keep it here, 2y equal to minus 5. So 3 into minus 1 is minus 3, and 2y will be equal to minus 5, and this minus 3, when it goes to the other side, it becomes plus 3. So 2y will be equal to minus 5 plus 3, that is minus 2, or y will be equal to minus 1. So the point of intersection is minus 1 comma minus 1. Okay, so half the problem is done. So we know one point on the for the required line. So in next place we have to calculate the slope of this line, and from the slope we will have to calculate the slope of the perpendicular line. Okay, slope of a line for the equation ax plus by plus c equal to 0 is given by slope m equal to minus coefficient of x divided by coefficient of y. So slope of the line 3x minus 5y plus 11 equal to 0 is given by minus coefficient of x is 3. So minus 3 divided by coefficient of y is minus 5, that is 3 by 5. Okay, just listed out here. Here a equal to 3 and b equal to minus 5. So it is slope is minus a by b. That is what it says. Minus 3 divided by minus of minus 5. Okay. So slope of the perpendicular line will be the inverse of this with a negative sign. So it will be 5 by 3. So it will be minus 5 by 3. I think I made a mistake. So it is minus 5 by 3. Oh, here I am writing it as minus 5 by 3 by it's a typographical error. So slope of the perpendicular line will be the inverse of it, or the reciprocal of this, negative reciprocal. So the reciprocal of 5 by 3 is 3 by 5 is 5 by 3, and you have to add a negative sign to it. So it is minus 5 by 3. Got it? So the required line has a slope of minus 5 by 3, and it passes through the point minus 1 and 1. So use the slope point form y minus y1 equal to m into x minus x1. So the x1 y1 is minus 1 and minus 1, and the slope is minus 5 by 3. So the equation will become y minus y1, that is y minus of minus 1, it will become plus, will be equal to plus 1, equal to slope is minus 5 by 3 into x minus of minus 1. So it will again become plus. It will become x plus 1. So y plus 1 will be equal to minus 5 by 3 into x plus 1. And you bring this 3 up there on the left hand side. This will become 3 into y plus 1 will be equal to minus 5 into x plus 1. So that is 3y plus 3 will be equal to minus 5x minus 5. Okay, so it will become 5x plus 3y, and minus 5 when it comes this side, it becomes plus 5, that is plus 8 will be equal to 0. The equation of the required straight line is 5x plus 3y plus 8 equal to 0. Okay, so let's recap. So what are we doing? The problem looks little big, but basically actually basically if you break this, I think I missed to point it out. So this is the break point. You break this. So it is passing through, find the equation of the straight line, which passes through the point of intersection of the straight line, this and this, and perpendicular to the straight line. So we have to find the equation of straight line which passes through the point of intersection of these two equations, and it is perpendicular to this line. Okay, so you are solving these two equations, getting the point of intersection. You are calculating the slope of this line, and from this line you can calculate the slope of the perpendicular line. It is minus the reciprocal of it and add a negative sign. So negative reciprocal of the slope. For then what you will have for the required line, you will have a slope as well as you have one point. Use the slope point form and get the equation of the straight line. Okay, so I hope I made this problem clear for you. If not, please go through this video one more time, and it should become clear. Thanks for watching this video.